Good morning. Welcome to this rainy Tuesday. It's still raining.
I swam to work.
Man, we had some bona fide flippin' thunderstorms yesterday, didn't we?
And lightning.
Yes. One in the afternoon that kept me awake during my nap.
How dare it.
And then last night as I was trying to fall asleep, one hit and I almost jumped out of the bed.
Really?
Seriously. It felt like it was like right above the house.
We went to Burger Dawn last night.
Right.
And we were in that glass at the front there with the lightning and the rain. It was very cool. But we ended up staying for about an hour and a half longer than we needed to because we didn't want to get wet.
Well, and it was torrential.
Pouring.
Man, it was coming down.
Saw a guy riding his bicycle up Great Northern Road right in one of those downpours. It was like, oh my gosh. And then he pulled into the Canadian Tire gas bar and tried to wait it out, but what's to wait?
Well, yeah.
It didn't stop.
God, it went on and on and on and on. And you know what? Of course, Sault Ste. Marie, there are certain spots that we always look to for dramatic footage. And we found some.
Where?
Take a look at this, for instance.
You're tricky.
Now, this is one thing that you should not do.
This? What is
this? Is the underpass, a guy in a kayak.
Are you kidding me right now?
That's the underpass.
This was last night?
Car.
I didn't know this happened. I wondered about, look at all the...
Right?
Wait, so they drove down there and didn't know it was that deep?
Why would people drive down there?
You couldn't see that it was that deep?
Well, right, I guess.
How'd they get out?
I don't know.
Look, what's that? I don't know what that is. Looks like power lines. Oh, it's just showing us the rain.
Yeah,
The underpass was that bad? I thought they fixed that.
No, apparently not.
What are they doing? I mean, no, there's so much work going on in that area.
Yeah.
I thought they had that all fixed. Why is John Street torn up all this time? Do you know?
All this time. It's been a minute.
It's been like 6 months.
Yeah.
Just south of the railroad tracks.
And there's also on Second Line, just around my house.
What's going on?
It's just been, there's pillars up there. Nothing's happened in 3 weeks.
Really?
Nothing that we can see. Maybe it's underneath.
Maybe. But if it's underneath, I feel, if they can't do work underneath now. It's all flooded.
Right?
Yeah.
I hope you're nice and dry this morning and that you didn't have a flooded basement.
What about, remember how the West End used to have furniture would float in the basements? That got fixed, right? Because they put that, it's not called an aqueduct, is it? Is it called an aqueduct?
Yes, it is.
They put that on. Hey, it's your day today.
It is.
It's the International Day for Older Persons.
Aw, thanks.
You're welcome.
I have a day.
You do.
Awesome.
And you also have a day. Well, we have a day. This is more your day because you're good at this. It's Get Organized. Actually, it's Get Organized Week.
Oh, good. Yeah. Honest to goodness, on the weekend, I don't know what got a hold of me. Man, I got a green garbage bag full of clothes that I don't use anymore, and I reorganized everything. And
where are you taking those clothes?
I don't know if I'm going to take them to the Dragonfly or Pauline's Place or the Kinney Foundation, and there's some jewelry there too that
can also take them to St. Vincent's Place.
Yes.
Women in Crisis is no longer taking you have to bring it to the Kidney Foundation and tell them you want to go to Women in Crisis.
Yes.
I'm in the know.
You are so in the know.
Guess what? It is also International Coffee Day. We love our coffee.
We need.
And National Homemade Cookies Day.
I love homemade cookies.
I know, I didn't make any because I didn't know when it was the day until today.
He always does this, right? Always. Oh, bring me one. Okay, tomorrow I'll bring you one.
Maybe I'll run home. While Andy's here doing his show, maybe I'll run home and make some cookies and come back.
Maybe, he said. Let's just
look at the cookies. But they got to be homemade is the deal.
You know what? They have to be homemade and not the crunchy ones.
No.
I hate a hard cookie.
I hate a hard peanut butter cookie. Don't do that.
Those
make
pirates,
them chewy.
Right?
Pirates.
The pirates are
cut the roof of my mouth.
Right?
No.
Yeah, don't. We're old. We need soft. We need mushy.
Yes.
Maybe a few nuts. Not too many though. And some chocolate chips.
A few nuts. Like a couple nuts. I watched Dancing with the Stars, as you know.
Yes.
Sean Spicer's still there, darn it.
Is he?
I don't know what's going on. I'm afraid. Did you know that he did it? I don't know if you knew this. Were you around when I told this story? That he actually had the nerve to do an outreach on social media saying, if you're Christian, vote for me?
No.
Yes, he did so. He called on his Christian base to keep him... Yes! Let's bring Christianity back to the networks like it was crazy.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, it worked because he can't. He did Saturday Night Fever last night. Night Fever. And Bruno said...
He wasn't wearing the white.
Was it Bruno? I think... Yes.
Was he?
With the open collar and the jewelry and the black shoes, which was really wrong.
Yeah, so wrong.
And was it Bruno that said that was, no, it was Len said, it wasn't as much Saturday Night Fever. It was Monday Night Lukewarm.
Len has a way with words.
It was awful, and yet he survived.
See, that's why I don't watch those shows anymore, because it's a popularity contest.
The bottom was Lamar Odom from the NBA Lakers. He belonged there too, dancing in his boxer shorts. That was just and Kel Mitchell, who I'd never heard of.
Okay, tell me more about the boxer shorts.
Well, because he was doing the Tom Cruise thing and he said, "I'm not wearing tighty whities, no way." So he wore striped boxers instead.
Why no way?
He said, I don't know. He said he wasn't going to wear tighty whities.
I so would have asked him.
Well, he's 6'8".
So
even in boxers, it was like a lot of leg. I can't imagine. Anyway, nobody got sent home because Ray Lewis, NFL star, 3 torn tendons in his foot from dancing. Old football injuries have come back.
No.
He was in tears saying to his partner, "I have to bow out."
Oh, that sucks.
It was,
a lot of that. Old people shouldn't do it. Brinkley, right? Out this guy.
I'm so sick of
former football.
It's nice that she brought her daughter Sailor on the show to replace her, but do we have to see Christy every week? She's not in the show.
She's on there every week.
Oh, my mother and daughter, and we're so happy, and we love each other. I just want to watch your daughter dance. Go away.
Is she good, the daughter?
Daughter's excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah. Mark Hamill.
Whoa, he did it. I love this guy.
So, I guess getting ready for Halloween, Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner posed with their son, and he's wearing like a little miniature stormtrooper's costume from Star Wars.
It's miniature because he's little.
And so Ivanka tweets with the picture, "The force is strong in my family," to which Mark Hamill replied, "You misspelled fraud."
Ooh.
Hashtag go force yourself. His fans aren't happy with him.
No?
I love him.
I think it's awesome.
We got criticized a little bit for being hard on Trump, but you know what?
Oh, well, you know what? We're here and you're not.
If you like it.
So guess what we get to do?
Oh, and I'm so disappointed. This little girl, I guess she was looking for attention.
I hadn't heard about her.
Amari Allen, she's 12 years old. She goes to Emmanuel Christian School, which is Karen Pence's school in the U.S. The vice president's wife is Christian. Did a lot of flack because you can't go there.
So she's a teacher or a principal? Do we know?
I can't remember. Is she a vice principal? I can't remember. But this is a school where you're not allowed to be LGBT. They don't allow it. Not allowed.
Oh.
They don't allow gays in their school.
Is that like on the front door or somewhere?
It's pretty much in there. Yeah. So it's like a big, it's a big X through a pink thing. Anyway, this girl, Amari Allen, said that 3 white boys at her school tied her down and cut her dreadlocks. Now, we've heard stories about other people getting their dreadlocks cut. That one guy who was a wrestler and his coach made him cut his dreadlocks, which was not necessary. Anyway, I guess this little girl decided that she wanted some attention, so she made up the story. But it hit national headlines. They did a crowdfunding for her, and then she admitted that it was all made up.
I think she's got a little bit of a lecture coming up.
It doesn't really help the cause.
No.
About racism and stuff. So.
And you know what though? Also the bigger question.
And everybody was like, I'm sorry, Luann. Everybody was of a lot of social media, a lot of flack about Karen Pence saying, "This is your school. Why don't you do something about this? This is terrible. You should speak up. And how did this happen in your school? You call yourself a Christian school, blah, blah, blah." It never happened. So
here's this child who's 11 or 12. Why is she lying? Why is she making such a big issue out of this? There's a bigger problem, I think, around all that.
I think so too.
And it's probably all Mrs. Pence's fault. Probably not. I'm just saying. I'm just joking.
Hey, we got a great show today. October is Autism Awareness Month.
Greta
Thunberg. So Jamie Boston is here from Algoma Autism Foundation to talk about what's going on. They got some great events coming up to raise some money and also to have some fun and raise awareness at the same time.
He has been working at this for so long.
Jamie
he
and
is
his wife,
so
Jessie.
dedicated. They both are just awesome.
And then, guess who's? They're a day early because they couldn't come on Wednesday because Josh is now in school. He's at college. So talking trash with Abby and Josh. We're not talking trash today. We're talking tree planting. So that's coming up as well. And Luann has the news. Stay with us and stay dry. It's Tuesday on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
So Jamie just told me it's starting to rain again outside, just a little drizzle, but it's so warm, like 18 degrees or something.
I'll take it.
You're like, yeah.
We're not shoveling snow.
If those clouds moved, it would be a gorgeous summer day all over again. Yeah. How are you, by the way?
I can't complain.
The ride for autism, it went well this year, didn't it?
As always.
Yeah, we like 200, something like that?
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Two plus for sure.
Really, eh? So this is, October is officially Autism Awareness Month, is that correct?
In Canada, yeah.
In Canada, okay. Do you have a child with autism?
Yes.
Yeah.
My little guy.
And so you and your wife Jessie, you kind of started this whole Algoma autism thing. Did you do it with other families, or was it basically the two of you saying something needs to be done more for in this community?
You got it.
Just the two of you,
right
eh?
on the head. Now it's a group, obviously, but yeah, it was just something needs to be done.
Do you guys have like a board and stuff and all that? Do you really? Do you have status, like not-for-profit status and everything?
We're a not-for-profit corporation.
You are? You did that?
Yes.
How long ago?
Almost right out of the gate.
That's so how many years is that now?
7.
Yeah? How old's your son?
11.
Is he?
Yeah.
I was asking you before we came to air about Greta Thunberg and sort of your take on that. I was saying I think she's remarkable, a great spokesperson, because she calls her, she has Asperger's, right? That it's her superpower, because it allows her to be laser focused and really, so it's great because it's exposing the different forms of autism and making people realize that it's not a liability, and it's also exposing a lot of ignorance.
Absolutely.
So tell me what you think.
Greta is a great example of how a neurotypical person could be. Like a neurotypical person like you or I, we can get things done, but like you said, that superpower, or that focus and energy, when they get their mind on it, that's it.
Yeah.
And she's doing it.
Interesting you say that once they set their mind to it. Abby, who's coming on the show next, when she was hosting with me last week, she said, these people who are saying that she's being brainwashed by her parents and used by adults, she said, you try and brainwash somebody with Asperger's, good luck. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right? Yeah. So what are you guys doing coming up to celebrate Autism Awareness Month?
October 12th, we have Trunk or Treat. We're still looking for trunks.
Okay, tell me what trunk. We did this last year, I remember,
absolutely.
But tell anybody who didn't know.
So Trunk or Treat is an opportunity for children, not just with autism, but special needs, in a chair or whatever. Gives them an opportunity to trick or treat in an environment that's somewhat controlled. It's a parking lot, so we don't have to worry about the child's in a chair trying to get up and down stairs, that kind of stuff. We just take a lot of the stimuli away from Halloween, and it gives them an opportunity. And what we've done is...
You're not going to end up ringing somebody's doorbell and having something go in your face and scare the heck out of you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So community-minded businesses and citizens alike decorate the vehicles, the trunk part, and then the children just simply go
from car to car,
trick-or-treating. Yeah.
Which parking lot are you in this year?
We are at Northwood Funeral Home.
Oh, the same as last year. That's
Yeah.
where you were last year, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yep.
So you decorate the trunk, so just Halloween themes and stuff.
People go all out.
Do they?
Yeah.
What kind of turnout do you usually get?
Well, I think we're over 30 trunks now.
Fantastic.
And then we originally started with just one session. Now we're up to 2.
What do you mean sessions?
So we try to break it down so kids aren't waiting.
Okay.
So we give them a time slot, if you will, and
Oh.
yeah, just so that you're not standing there waiting with your child to.
So Northwood Funeral Home, October the 12th.
Yep.
Is there a registration?
There is. It's all online through our Facebook page.
Which is Algoma Autism
Foundation, yeah.
Okay.
And then simply register and
Show up with your goodies and your decorations.
for the trunkers and for the treaters,
Oh,
obviously.
for the treaters, they don't have to register, right? They can just show up? Or no, you
No,
you
we
want them
want
to
them to
register
register.
because you want to be able to have a certain amount of people for each slot.
That's right.
Okay, good enough.
And then kids get all dressed up in their costumes and have a great time, and it's another tearjerker, if you will.
Is it really? Oh, come on,
100%.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
What hours do you go?
I want to say 2 to 4 this year.
Okay, so it's brighter, it's not dark.
It's not dark. It's we're preying on the weather, obviously, but
What day of the week is the 12th? I'm not sure.
it's Saturday.
Perfect. Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah, and then we just do our thing, and the kids do their thing.
Fantastic. So for more information, that's October the 12th. Go to the Facebook page, Algoma Autism Foundation, and you can register and go treat the kids.
Yeah.
Then the Yuck Yucks thing. What's that?
The Yuck Yucks is in November.
Okay.
We have three comedians coming.
3 of them from Toronto.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's a night out, really.
Where are you doing that?
That's at Grand Gardens.
That's got to be Grand
North.
North, because it's the
Yes.
biggest venue they have, eh?
Yeah, and those guys treat us like gold, so
Yeah.
thanks, Grand Gardens.
You always hear that about Ken and Lee, that
Yeah.
and they treat people so well up there,
Marvelous.
and they're really community minded too.
100%. So we're at Grand Gardens, bringing in 3 comedians, meal, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, it's dinner and show.
Yeah.
That's a great night out.
Dinner and show for $50 a person.
What?
I think that's reasonable too.
I would think so. I would say you're going to pay over $30 just for the comics. Although $40 for the comics, it's like almost dinner for free, for heaven's sakes.
So yeah,
Tickets for that. Same thing online or what?
they're available through the foundation and or through Amanda at Highland Ford.
Oh, okay. Highland Ford. Amanda, she got the tickets there
She's got a bunch of tickets there. She's right at the front desk,
or through the foundation?
and obviously through the foundation.
What, Grand Gardens isn't carrying tickets?
Not yet.
Okay, so don't go to Grand Gardens looking for the tickets. Okay, and I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't wait for tickets at the door. This thing's going to sell out.
It has every year. That's why we.
It has every year.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't Sault Ste. Marie. You're a last-minute city. Smarten up. For a change, buy your tickets in advance.
Yeah.
How do you spend the funds?
Well, we just did a grand opening on our sensory playroom, snoozling room, and the clubhouse, we call it. That was it was a fairly expensive.
Where's all that located?
So Brenna Langtree and Associates purchased a school in the East End on Rankin Street,
Yeah.
and we renovated 3 classrooms to.
I did not know this.
You guys were there. You guys covered it.
I didn't pay attention. I'm sorry.
So that was
Oh, you called me to see if we could get on the show because you had big news.
that was the big news.
I said, I'm sorry, I'm booked, but we'll send somebody, and that was the big news. So on what street?
Rankin Street, just off Daisy.
Who bought the school?
Brenna Langtree and Associates. She does IBI and ABA privately.
No kidding.
Yeah, so she graciously donated the rooms. The cooperators donated $10,000, and we kicked in the rest to build these rooms.
Tell me what the rooms are again.
So it's a snoozling room. So it's a very small, quiet, very relaxing room. Just sort of chill out. There's lights. There's sort of like sound, and and then the next room over is more recreation. So there's a rock wall. There's all kinds of cool
Really?
things. Oh, it's very well done.
Okay.
And then the third room is sort of for the older crowd. It's just more of there's a gaming system and couches and stuff for them to hang out and do their thing.
Has your son gone?
He has.
Yeah, he enjoys
He
it.
tore it apart. Yeah. Yeah. Every kid and adult really that's gone in there has been like, this is really cool. So.
Do you have any idea of how many families you guys spend time with through these different services?
No idea.
No count, eh? People just keep coming.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
The list isn't getting smaller, that's for sure.
No.
And and with cuts, and I don't want to get into politics, but with cuts and everything else, the autism community is really taking a beating. So it helps.
It does. It's grassroots. That's what it's all about, right? And a community to support them.
100%.
So you can do that by, first of all, buying your tickets for the Yuck Yucks, because they need the dough, all right? And also by going out and treating the kids on October the 12th, Northwood Funeral Home parking lot for a trunk or treat.
You got it.
Jamie Boston.
Always a pleasure.
Same for me. Say hi to Jesse from
I will.
Okay, we'll be back after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
This is ONNtv. Who's home? Dad's home. And what's he got? Mouth-watering Little Caesars. Download Fido. Dinner? Consider it served. Little Caesars Ultimate Supreme Box Set. A 5-topping deep dish pizza with delicious Italian cheese bread. And I got it for $12. It's Little Caesars and a whole lot of tasty. Hot and ready.
Welcome to the Machine Shop, our historic venue and gathering place for friends and family. Built in 1899 on the site of a Northwest Company trading post. Today we are a go-to venue hosting many expos, concerts, weddings, and more. While you're here, choose one of our dining experiences. Enjoy a quiet dinner at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar, watch a game and try wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room, or treat yourself every day to gelato and local coffee at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop, visit machineshopinc.ca.
You know that song you love, Old Town Road?
Yes.
That's Billy Ray Cyrus, but it's Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X. So Lil Nas X has been talking a little bit more about what it was like for him growing up.
Oh.
Being in the culture that he's in, and having feelings that he might be gay, right?
Oh, I didn't realize he was gay.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
So he said he spent his teenage years praying that being gay was just a phase.
Oh no.
I can relate to that actually. Hoping it would go away. And and he's also
That's sad.
He's also heard from some fans that they're being called gay just because they listen to his music. So he says there's still a lot of work to be done.
Well, there is.
And he said, in his industry, he knows that the people who listen to him generally, there's a lot of homophobia out there.
Still.
In his audience, in what would normally be rappers, in his audience space.
Well, yeah, for sure.
So he said there's a lot of education that still has to happen, but interesting to hear, whenever you hear somebody else's story and you can relate to it, it does something that makes you feel like, okay, I'm not alone.
Yeah, and I'm all right.
And there's other people out there who feel the same way and
have gone through or are going through
and have made it. Out the other side.
And you know what? We also, as you said, have so much to learn. I remember when, we were kids, my brothers and my sister and I, and you know, they'd say, "Oh, that's so gay," when you do something kind of wonky or cheesy or nerdy or whatever, and that's so gay. We had no idea. Really.
That was still going on. There was a real campaign against that in the 90s, and it worked. I don't really hear that expression very much anymore.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Justin and Hailey Bieber got married again.
Why did they do it twice?
I don't know.
Like that Joe Jonas guy, didn't he get married like 6 times to the same girl over and over? Every country they went to, they had another wedding.
But she's East Indian, so I don't know if that's a part of it. There's a lot of steps in the East Indian
didn't know
wedding
that.
ceremony.
See?
I don't know though why that happened. But
so
Justin and Haley, man, they did it upright, but they didn't go crazy. It was what they're calling their religious ceremony. They've actually been married for about a year. They got married at City Hall.
Did they do that kind of quietly when they got married the first time?
Yes.
Nobody really knew?
Yeah, they kind of suspected and then they made the announcement. But they got remarried or married again in South Carolina. And as I mentioned, they're calling it their religious ceremony because they're both very much into their church and stuff. They arrived on scene in speedboats and them and their guests went bowling after dinner. So, very, she looked stunning because the poor girl has nothing going for her. So
was she wearing like a wedding gown?
She was, but very, very,
Bowling?
very short. Oh, not bowling, I'm sure.
She changed.
Yeah, but off the shoulder and very short, and she's a model, so, you know. And he was really cash, but cute. He got his hair cut.
Did he shave?
Yes, he was wearing a polo shirt and just jeans and boat shoes. But they looked awesome. Very, very, everyone who went said they looked so happy and in love with each other.
He's really, what's happened to him with his faith and her is a great thing.
It is.
It's kind of inspiring.
It is.
It's what I think is the power of religion, like the faith. Let's call it faith.
Yeah.
I think that spirituality when it works, man, it works.
Yeah.
When you use it for good and not for evil.
Right.
Because I don't judge anybody. I don't judge religions. If you have a faith and you follow it and it works for you, more power to you.
Yeah, as long as you're feeling okay about it and you're not being hurt.
Throw it in my face and tell me that I'm not good because I don't follow your faith. That I don't like.
Yeah. Well, that's like with anything though, right?
Yeah.
Beyond religion and spirituality, that's what it's about. Wow, did we get heavy there? On Justin and Haley. They were just drinking.
Okay, let's talk about the other side of the spectrum. People like Justin was getting into trouble there with some drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Debbie Harry has a biography out. Everybody's coming up with biographies now. It's called Face It. I think we're running out of time, so maybe I'll tell you about Debbie Harry.
Yeah, you know what? Stay tuned because this is crazy, the life this woman has lived.
I had no idea.
Unbelievable.
But please tell me, is it the news next?
Now I have the news coming up and we want to say,
I didn't even know what day it was.
We also want to say a huge thank you to Casey Security for sponsoring the show for us this morning. We certainly appreciate the support. Stay tuned because I do have that newscast coming up and we have some more footage with regards to
the flooding
the storm.
In
Sault Ste. Marie. There was a power outage and more details coming up. So stay tuned to Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Who's home? Dad's home. And what's he got? Mouth-watering Little Caesars. Download Fido. Dinner? Consider it served. Little Caesars Ultimate Supreme Box Set. A 5-topping deep dish pizza with delicious Italian cheese bread. And I got it for $12. It's Little Caesars and a whole lot of tasty. Hot and ready.
Sault Ste. Marie Conservation Authority said yesterday that a strong and moisture-laden storm system brought 60 to 70 millimeters of rainfall within a few hours in the afternoon. The forecasted rainfall overnight was 10 to 15 millimeters more, and then another 15 to 20 is expected. Currently, local rivers, creeks, and streams are flowing at above normal levels. Continued rainfall will cause levels and flows to rise, of course, across the watershed. There may be localized flooding in areas with poor drainage. The Conservation Authority is encouraging municipality and residents, specifically ones in low-lying areas and along shorelines, to monitor conditions and prepare accordingly. The city's Public Works is advising this morning that the storm system in many cases is at or beyond capacity due to significant rainfall in the area. There are a number of roadways which are flooded and are not passable. If at all possible, motorists are advised to stay off the roads at this time. Public Works is addressing flooding concerns, and further updates will be provided, of course, as they become available. And the PUC reported a power interruption affecting 404 customers in the Cathcart Street South area to Queen Street West and Huron Street West to West Street. Lightning strikes are believed to be the cause. Tens of thousands of education workers across the province began a Work to Rule campaign yesterday as confusion mounted about when their union and the government would return to the bargaining table. Education Minister Stephen Lecce said CUPE, which represents 55,000 custodians, clerical workers, and early childhood educators, had accepted a government offer of new mediation dates, and talks could resume as early as this week. But then hours later, the president of CUPE's Ontario School Board Council of Unions refuted Lecce's statement, saying no dates were offered and that the parties remained too far apart to return to the table. Justin Trudeau ventured into downtown Toronto yesterday to promote a Liberal crackdown on illegal handguns and assault rifles, while Conservative leader Andrew Scheer promised to broaden a federal tax credit for people with disabilities. Meanwhile, in Vancouver, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh spent his 7th straight day on the West Coast, promising to spend $10 billion over 4 years to establish 500,000 new childcare spots across Canada.
We are putting forward the strongest measures around gun control that Canada has seen in many, many years. Because we know that stronger gun control is something that our communities need, something Canadians need, something Canadians expect to keep themselves and their families safe. I think this is something that we've been unfortunately seeing right across the country. The Conservative politicians want to weaken gun control, where we want to strengthen gun control. And that is at the heart of the choice that Canadians are facing in this upcoming election. Do we strengthen gun control in a way that will keep cities, communities, and Canadians safer, or do we weaken gun control?
Canadians saw yesterday exactly how life will get more expensive under a Justin Trudeau government. Higher taxes, endless deficits, bigger bills, less money in your pockets. That is the exact same platform as Kathleen Wynne, but with canoes. That's what we saw yesterday. Less than half of the promises even costed. I don't even know if you can call that a platform.
Our commitment is this. We want to put forward $10 billion over the next 4 years to build 500,000 new affordable childcare spots, licensed childcare spots across this country, because 1 in 4 kids under 6 have childcare, but that means 3 out of 4 kids do not. This is really difficult for so many families and so many kids. So we want to change that. We want to make real investments. We also want to move to make sure that this childcare that we're going to develop is protected in law with quality, with legislation at the federal level that ensures that it's protected in law, that it's high quality, that it's affordable. Our goal is to make sure that no kid goes without childcare, that every family gets the childcare they need. That's my commitment to you, and together we can make that happen.
Police in Hong Kong used pepper spray to break up a brief scuffle today between pro-Beijing protesters and a small group of pro-democracy protesters as the latter began to march on the 70th anniversary of the founding of Communist China. The morning march came as the government held an annual ceremony to mark the anniversary of Communist Party rule and mark the start of what is expected to be a day of protest demanding democratic reforms in the semi-autonomous territory. Police tried to keep the two groups apart, but some minor scuffles did ensue. Two pro-Beijing protesters were arrested. The government has mounted tight security around the city to thwart violence amid rallies planned in multiple locations, including a major march in central Hong Kong that would embarrass Chinese President Xi Jinping. Protesters call for October 1st to be marked as a day of grief. Ottawa police say an officer has been suspended from service after being charged with 2 counts of sexual assault. The officer is facing numerous charges that include aggravated assault, 2 counts of forcible confinement, and distributing an intimate image without consent. Investigators say the charges relate to domestic incidents that occurred off-duty between 2015 and 18. The officer's name was not released to protect the identity of the alleged victim. The charges were laid yesterday, and the officer was released on a promise to appear.
Here, your education is everything, supporting your true sense of purpose. Here, you'll learn from professors who will understand you, who will challenge you, and offer you support on your journey. Here, you'll study programs built on real values: business, technology, science, arts and social sciences, always geared to make a positive difference. Here, you'll have a chance to assist in faculty research, leaving your mark wherever you go. Here, you'll focus on what matters to you and impact the world around you. Algoma University. Come take a closer look.
Who's home? Dad's home. And what's he got? Mouth-watering Little Caesars. Download Fido. Dinner? Consider it served. Little Caesars Ultimate Supreme Box Set. A 5-topping deep dish pizza with delicious Italian cheese bread. And I got it for $12. It's Little Caesars and a whole lot of tasty. Hot and ready.
This is ONNtv.
Okay, so Debbie Harry. Now, it boggles the mind when we talk about these rock and roll stars like Debbie Harry, Bette Midler, these people. She's 74 now, imagine.
My goodness. She looked, though, like tough, right?
Yeah.
Like that was her image?
She was the darling of the New York City new wave punk movement.
Right.
1974, Blondie was the band. She was the lead singer. She was the face of Blondie, really. What a life she's had. So, she talks...
Oh, this must be her now-ish? Wow.
Probably. So,
look at her.
She has survived a lot of stuff, like heroin. She was a heroin snorter.
Really?
She loved snorting heroin.
I didn't know you snorted heroin. I thought that was the needle thing.
Well, you can do both.
Oh.
It was her boyfriend at the time, Chris Stein. He was the guitarist for Blondie.
Yeah.
They lived together in an apartment in New York City. There was a break-in. They were tied up, and they were robbed, and she was raped at knife point.
Oh my word.
They stole their guitars, and she says in the book that it was even the saddest part was she said the rape was not as bad as the guitars being stolen because they had no equipment. She was a tough woman. In 1977, she was touring with David Bowie and Iggy Pop. Now imagine that. Now they were in New York, and David Bowie's and Iggy Pop's they couldn't. Their Coke dealer was all dried up. They couldn't get Coke. Debbie Harry happened to have some Coke. She said, I never liked Coke because it made me feel too wired and stuff and it hurt my throat. So I gave them the Coke that I had. She said they snorted it up on one little scoop, and she said, and then to thank her, David Bowie exposed himself to her.
Well, thank you.
Apparently it was a legendary thing. Apparently
it was a legendary thing?
His thing was legendary.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Why?
Size. And
really?
Mm-hmm, and
really
so,
small then?
No, and she found it to be funny, adorable, and sexy. Okay, this is Debbie Harry. This is the life that she lived. You know, you hear about in this day and age. Can you imagine the hashtag Me Too? If somebody exposed, hello Kavanaugh.
Right.
She didn't mind so much. She had a sense of humor about this stuff. In the late 1970s, she was going to a party for the New York Dolls. Okay, she got a ride from a stranger. What are you doing getting a ride from a strange man in New York City, Debbie Harry?
Right.
He was a handsome man in a white car. She got in the car. He had body odor. And yeah, it was bothering her, and she went to try to open the window, and she realized that the window was stuck in this position with just a crack at the top. And the door didn't work from the inside. She reached out, she opened the door through the window, he went around the corner, she flew out, and a little while later, about 8 years later, she found out that that was Ted Bundy.
Oh my word.
She saw the pictures, she saw the car, she heard the stories. She escaped from Ted Bundy.
Who knew Ted Bundy had B.O.? Well, because anything you see, watch, read about him, it's how suave he is and how charming he is.
The book is called
raped.
Face It by Debbie Harry, Blondie. Survived a lifetime of rock and roll.
Holy, I will say.
Yep.
Man, she should write a book. Oh, wait a minute. Ukraine's president.
Yes, what about him?
You know, he's got some issues right now related to Mr. Trump.
Because he sat down with Donald Trump and said, he did not pressure me.
Yes, no.
Yeah. And
it
now
was a perfect phone call.
Perfect.
Well, he met up with Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise is in the Ukraine looking for spots to do his next Mission Impossible.
Okay.
And when the Ukrainian leader met him, he said, "You're good looking."
To Tom Cruise?
Yeah. And Tom was very awkward and uncomfortable and said, well, it pays the bills.
Oh, the Ukrainian president's a comedian.
Yeah.
Not very funny.
No. It's awkward.
Yeah. The Trump, this is going to be fun to watch.
Ooh,
I got my
it's going to
popcorn
be
now.
so fun.
House of Cards is collapsing. Hey, okay, so we're planting trees.
Yes.
With Abby and Josh coming up next, Clean North. You're going to find out where, why, and how. Stay with us.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Okay, so today we're not talking trash with Abby and Josh. Today's we're talking tree with Josh and Abby.
Wow.
See?
That was good.
I just made that up in the last 10 seconds before we went to air. And
I think you were thinking about it before. I don't know.
A little bit. Hi, welcome back.
Thank you.
Did you watch the show when Abby was my co-host?
Yes.
Wasn't she wonderful?
Yeah. She is. She's great.
I'd have you back again, Abby. Josh, you could co-host one day too.
Maybe.
Okay, with Luann maybe, not with me.
Yeah.
Hey, so this is what is this one?
That is a white spruce.
White spruce tree. And you brought this for me?
Yes, that's for you.
Okay, but I'm still, even though you bought it as a gift, I'm still gonna buy it for the $5, which is what you're selling the trees for when you sell them.
$5 to $10. $5 to $10.
5 to 10?
Depending on the height of the tree.
How much would this tree go for?
$5.
Thank goodness, because I don't have 10. What's going on with the trees, Abby?
So we're here today to talk about tree planting, and I'm going to quickly tell people all the benefits of tree planting, and then Josh is going to tell you about a tree plant that's coming up. So everyone I think knows shade. If you want to reduce your air conditioning costs, plant trees. Habitat, trees provide homes for many types of wildlife. 3, aesthetics. Trees help make your property look more appealing. 4, crime. There's good research.
Crime?
There's good research behind the fact that in densely populated urban areas, that if there's trees, there's lower crime rates. 5, health, food, including mental health. You can grow trees and provide food for yourself, or Harvest Algoma will
Am
come.
I going to eat a white spruce?
Well, you could.
You can make a gum out of it.
Don't you remember those old commercials?
What was
Some parts of Yule Gibbons.
Yule Gibbons. Hi. I could eat this park bench. This park bench is edible.
Yes.
This picnic table is edible.
Some parts of a pine tree are edible.
I don't remember that.
He was this older gentleman, and he was a naturalist, and it was like he did a commercial for a cereal.
Yes.
And it was a really wholesome cereal. I forget which one it was. Something buds.
Oh, grape nuts.
Grape nut cereal. You're right.
Yep.
And he'd be like, some parts of a pine tree are edible, and they would do takeoffs on him saying, "Hi, I'm Yule Gibbons, and this park bench is completely edible." Anyway.
So the last reason, and definitely not the least, is climate change. Young trees grow and take in carbon. So planting trees is good for
because they
addressing
cleanse
climate
the
change.
air. You cleanse the air I breathe, tree. Okay, so wildlife. I love birds, and I planted a lot of trees on my property, mostly for the aesthetics,
right?
To be honest, but the benefits have been the number of little chickadees we have. I got blue jays now. I never had blue jays before, but now my trees are big enough that the blue jays are coming.
If you grow them, the birds will come.
If you grow them, they will come.
And if you feed them, they'll stay.
Yes, yes. Just don't feed the pigeons.
No, not them.
Because that's against the law in Sault Ste. Marie. Did you know that?
No.
There's a bylaw you can't feed pigeons purposefully in Sault Ste. Marie. Anyway, what was the other thing? Shade. But now, is there a distance you should plant a tree from your house? Because I've always heard you...
Depends on the tree.
Yeah, because of the root system?
You do not want to plant a weeping willow right next to your house.
Because?
They grow very fast, and their roots grow very fast and deep, and they could grow in, depending on the type of piping you have in your yard.
They could really wrap it around and do some damage.
That would not be good.
No.
So, but Josh would like to talk about a tree plant that's coming up.
This Saturday.
First of all, where did this come from, this beautiful little guy?
From a seed. We planted them.
You guys planted these from seeds?
We planted them from seeds, yeah. And we planted them in
How many?
There we have a lot, like a couple hundred at least, and of all different kinds of trees too.
The volunteers from Clean North planted like 200 seeds?
Yeah. Yeah, more likely Don McGorman, but
Don.
he brings volunteers.
He's
to
off
help
camera.
out.
Don doesn't come on camera. He's a very modest man. He does an awful lot, but he doesn't brag. So you've got 200 and so seedlings.
Yeah, more than that. But,
Okay.
But because we're going to be planting 150 trees this Saturday at TD Tree Days.
TD?
TD.
Are they a sponsor?
They've actually been doing it for a couple of years now.
That's nice of them.
They're planned to plant how many? 1 million trees by 2030, I think it is.
TD is going to do that?
Yeah.
Good for them. I know that we just heard the government's going to plant like 2 million trees or something as well.
Climate change.
That's to offset climate change. And they're saying that'll make a dent, like 2 million trees. So tell me, sorry to interrupt, before you go on with telling us what's happening, just tell me again about how afforestation?
Afforestation. Yeah, so with afforestation, what happens is that's land that's not being used for anything else, that's not currently forested, especially in southern Ontario. There's a lot of areas where they're planting trees because the land's not being used for anything else.
You can't farm on it or whatever, but...
And a lot of people don't know this, but 100 years ago, Ontario had large expanses of desert in southern Ontario because European settlers cut down all the pine trees and the topsoil blew away, exposing sand underneath, and nothing would grow there. And the provincial government worked with counties and municipalities to do tree planting programs, and today you would never know that there used to be desert in southern Ontario.
No.
And this is the power of tree planting.
Power of tree planting, and we can do it. We're going to do it here in Sault Ste. Marie on Saturday. TD Trees. What?
Days. TD Tree Days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So you can go online and look that up. Go TD Tree Days Sault Ste. Marie 2019.
Okay.
And you can register to come, or you can contact Clean North. And
You guys have how do we contact you?
Website, Facebook.
Yeah.
Website, Facebook, and there's a phone number
There's
too
phone
if you
number,
Google them.
yeah.
Okay, Clean North.
Yeah.
Are you on Queen Street still?
Yes.
Okay. So what time does this all start at, and where are we doing this?
We're meeting.
Oh, did you want to not say yet?
Oh, no.
We can say where?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was.
No, I was just smiling because I was wondering if you're going to show up with your shovel.
Do I have to bring my own shovel? Josh, you're not providing my shovel
No,
for me?
we'll provide the shovels.
Okay,
no, we'll
good.
provide the shovels.
Okay, because I tend to leave things behind when I go places. Okay, so we're going there what time?
About 8 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yes.
Till when? Can I come later?
Yeah, you can come a little bit later.
Because I sleep in.
Yeah.
All right. What time till, do you know?
Probably about, say, 150 trees, and depending on how many volunteers, probably a good couple hours.
Okay. Where are we planting these beauties?
So beside Emmaus Church, we're going to the Sir James Dunn little plot there.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Emmaus Church is the one that's sort of set back on Wellington Street, just beside the site of the old Sir James Dunn, just before you get to Shannon Road on the south side of Wellington Street. That's Emmaus Church. They have a lovely community garden back there, by the way, as well, which anybody can go and grow stuff, and they teach you how to plant, and you can grow your own stuff and take it. It's fabulous. So it's sort of behind the community garden and on the side of where Sir James Dunn was.
Where the Dunn was, right.
The idea is to forest the area and hopefully keep it forested so that whatever is developed on...
It's open land that's not being used for anything else.
Fabulous.
Plant trees there.
150 of them.
Yes.
150.
So is the soil all ready to go? Do we just dig or what?
So yeah, you got to dig a bigger hole, say probably 2 times the size.
I
of
heard
the tree.
2 times or 3 times the size, yes.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you don't use nice soil around it because you want the tree to get used to the soil.
The real soil. You want to mix it.
Yeah, so
you want to combine.
It gets used to the soil.
This is that stuff.
Coir.
This is the coir that he taught me about, which is like absorbs so much water.
It's a peat moss alternative.
See? Okay, so, and then you can also buy trees at this event.
You can buy, there's white cedar, tamarack, eastern hemlock, there's red pine, white pine, and white spruce.
A whole variety of trees.
$5 to $10.
$5 to $10 depending on the size, and the money goes to Clean North to help us with the environment. Does that money all stay local?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All for environmental causes.
Entirely local.
Oh, yeah.
Entirely local. Aren't they the nicest people ever? Go see them on Saturday at Emmaus Church and plant a tree and buy a tree. Clean North, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much,
We'll see you
Tim.
later in the month. We have more to talk about.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll be right back with Luann after this.
been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
This is one of those clever pots where you can just put the pot right in the ground and it will dissolve over time.
Aw, so you have to talk to it. Right?
Talk to the tree?
Yes.
I talk to my plants all the time. I stand under my trees and caress their bristles and talk to them. I do. They're like my gardens are like my children.
You caress their bristles.
I do. I'll stand under a tree. Stop making fun of me. Hey, tomorrow is Wellness Wednesday, is it not?
Yes, it is.
And are you going to be here?
Yes, I'm going to be here. And KC Security is going to be here as well because they always are supporting us because they sponsor the show. We thank them so much for that. And are you going to be here?
Okay.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow morning.